Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and I'm here today to share with you few observations that I made yesterday, um, and we can have a conversation over them. You can also share with me your view by going to the comment section and maybe commenting on what you think about what happened yesterday, where Rigathi Gachagua was attending the church um, meeting and there was a tear gas canister that was thrown there, disrupted the meeting, and I think later they came back and had a meeting, and the meeting continued as was planned. So maybe you can also share with us what is your thought on what is happening, especially when it comes to violence, because that is violence. You know, something that with our politics, especially Kenyan politics, the violence become part of our politics. And I don't know why sometimes we resort to that. Anyway, we will discuss about that later. So today, I was looking at how Gashagwa has stationed himself in a position to crush the UDA and the Kenya Kwanza in this journey of 2025 to 2027. And what is his main aim? One thing that I believe that Honorable Rigathi Gachagua is not going to run for presidency. That one I'm 100% sure because of he was impeached. Even though there is a case that is before the courts that I think would start this January, but I'm still not very sure of the outcome. But as things stands today, I know and I believe that um, Rigathi Gachagua, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, is not going to run for presidency. But what I know, Rigathi Gachagua will shape the politics of Kenya. He will influence the politics of Kenya. Yeah. And he will also influence the outcome of 2027 general election. Yeah. So that's something that I'm very sure of. Even the attacks that is geared toward the president is just that he's building himself, he's building his political brand. You know, if you look at all these politicians, look at Raila. Raila has his own art of politics. Is the only politician who has been both in government and in opposition, you know, who is very powerful in government, the same time in the opposition. All of them have their own art of politics that they play. Yeah. But I want to look at why I think Rigathi Gachagua is going to be a threat or is going to be a thorn in President Ruto's flesh from now until 2027. And one of the reasons is the voice of the voiceless. If you're very keen enough, you will agree with me that with the formation or when the broad-based government was formed, the minority joined the government, and the minority were believed to be people who could speak on behalf of the people, especially in a scenario when the government is not doing their job correctly or to put pressure. In other words, the opposition. You remember yesterday when he was giving his presser, he said that the opposition has been swallowed by the government. So Rigathi Gachagua now is positioning himself as that person who will be speaking on behalf of the people. the voice of the voiceless. Yeah. And he is kind of like doing even better right now than Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka is kind of like anapotea potea. Hmm? So Gachagua anatokea kama yule mtu atakuwa msemaji ama mtu atakuwa sauti ya wanyonge, ambapo kama ataona kuwa kuna unyanyasaji inatoka upande wa serikali, atakuwa ni mtu ambaye atakuwa naizungumzia sana. Yeah? Na hiyo itamweka akuwe kama kiongozi, inamweka akuwe kama kiongozi wa upinzani, naweza sema hivyo. Yeah? Yeah? So kwa hivyo atakaa ni ule mtu ambaye atakuwa anakosoa serikali kila uchao. Yeah? Na nia yake na madhumuni kufanya hivyo ni kuhakikisha kwamba hii serikali ya UDA na Kenya Kwanza ambao alikuwa mojawapo ambao aliitengeneza, tukifika mwaka wa 2027 haitakuwepo. So hiyo ni jambo moja. Hiyo ndio kazi ambayo atakuwa anafanya, kuwakosoa na pia kuzungumzia yale serikali hawafanyi vizuri, na kwa hiyo utapata kwamba ako na wananchi. So he will be the voice of the voiceless. And just to give you a preview, if I bring you back between 2018 to 2022, President William Ruto created a tribe, and this tribe was called Hustler Nation. And the Hustler Nation was given hope and promises. Yeah. That the next government will be formed by you. You are the people who are going to be the cabinet secretaries. You are the people who are going to make those decisions. But what happened? The Hustler Nation, President William Ruto left them, or the promises that they were given to them has not materialized. So the Hustler Nation have left William Ruto, and William Ruto also have left the Hustler Nation and joined the dynasty. So there's a way in which nature has balanced people here. Umerudi pali ulikuwepo. Amerudi dynasty pali alikuwa anasema hao ni wabaya, na pia watu wa Hustler wamerudi pali walikuwepo. So Honorable Rigathi Gachagua is coming out as somebody who is going to be the biggest critic of the government, and also to take the position of the minority right now, because he's so much courageous, fearless, and he knows his target. And who is his target? He's targeting the president. Everything that he does, he calls the president by himself, my friend, our President William Ruto. That's what he does. So that is the main focus of Rigathi Gachagua, going onslaught on the president and attacking him. And the end game is by 2027, nyinyi hamtakuwepo. So that is my observation. Another observation that also I'm looking at is defeat Ruto 2027, or make him a weaker candidate or a weaker president. And how is Rigathi Gachagua trying to make President William Ruto a weaker candidate? Remember, recently he said that in January he's still doing consultation. He's still consulting with the people the way forward. But to me, what I believe, the way forward for Rigathi Gachagua is forming a political party. And this political party is going to be based on Mount Kenya. And as things stands, majority of Mount Kenyans, the young people who are going to vie, are going to go with that political party. And when election comes, that party will pocket majority of the MPs from Mount Kenya, because the emotions. Yeah. So what happens when people go to parliament? The president will not have, if in case he wins, yeah, he will not have majority in the parliament. And remember, also the Gen Z will be running. the Gen Z will also be offering themselves to run for positions like members of parliament, and some of them are going to win. So with Rigathi Gachagua having his MP and maybe the Gen Z also coming with their numbers and also independent candidate, yeah. So that one will put President William Ruto, if he wins his second term, to be weaker because he will not have numbers, yeah. And that one is going to strengthen the parliament, yeah. So hii mambo ya saa zingine bills zimekuja kama finance bill ambao ulikuwa unaletewa tu hata kama wananchi wana complain, yeah, inakuja tu, ile haitakuwa, it will not be there because the parliament will be uh, uh, with different members of parliament. From Gachagua will have his own, the Gen Z and other political parties, and even the independent. So that one will make President William Ruto very weaker. So it means when there's a legislation or there's a bill that wants to come to parliament, it will be a bill that first of all will look at the interest of the people. Then the members of parliament will vote for it. So that's how he's going to use to make President William Ruto weaker, by making sure that he form a political party, and this political party, so many people from Mount Kenya or any other part of the country will vie with it, and they will get members of parliament. So when they go to parliament, it makes it weaker. Another scenario is to make sure that William Ruto, he's not getting his second term. And how is he going to do this? He's going to do this by supporting any other candidate who will be competing against William Ruto, to convince his base that what we need to do, our main problem here is the president. We don't want him to get his second term. Yeah. Yeah. So that is what I feel, that those are the standings or the stake that Rigathi Gachagua is taking against the president, to crush him, to take him off the politics. Because it seems that they are in the battlefield, the political war, you know, because he will say, you engineered for my impeachment, you've intimidated me, yeah, my security has been withdrawn, all this. So you had your first laugh, so I'm coming with my last laugh, and my last laugh is to see you being a weaker president in your 2020, in your second term, or you not ascending to power. Yeah, that is what I feel. Secondly, secondly again, not one, but this is the second one. President Rigathi Gachagua is consolidating Mount Kenya region to rally behind him, because he has mastered the politics that is played by the political class. Because our politics is about the regionalism. You need to have your region behind you. It gives you higher bargaining power when coalitions are being made. Yeah. So he's consolidating the Mount Kenya to rally behind him. He will not campaign in any other area apart from Mount Kenya, because he has to make sure that Mount Kenya is behind me. Yeah. And that's why you saw the other day in Homa Bay, Kimani Chunga can go to Luoland and criticize Gachagua, talk about even his impeachment, but he cannot do it in Kiambu, in central Kenya. Yeah. So that's what Gachagua is doing. He makes sure that anybody who is not aligned to him does not have space in central Kenya. Yeah. So that is what he's doing. Another thing that Rigathi Gachagua is doing while consolidating the Mount Kenya, he's weeding out any influence of President William Ruto, because that is his main target. His target is not any, his target is the president. How can I revenge the impeachment? Yeah. So his main target. So he's trying very as he consolidates the Mount Kenya to rally behind him, he's also trying to weed out any influence of William Ruto that might be in central Kenya, and also fencing that Mount Kenya to belong to him so that President William Ruto cannot penetrate. But I don't know how long, because we are waiting to see with appointment of Kabogo, Lee Kinyanjui, we had Kagwe, Mutai Kagwe. We're waiting to see how immediately they've been um, uh, put in office, how they are going to influence government projects, and if they will provide inroad for president to come to Mount Kenya or calm down the masses, the hostility that is there. So that is also something that also we are going to monitor from January when they start the official duty. So that is something that's also Gachagua is working on, to crash UDA and the Kenya Kwanza by consolidating and also by making sure that weeding out any influence, eh, and planting that hostility such that that name should not be mentioned in Mount Kenya. Another thing that Rigathi is using is about information, especially from the government. If there's any suspicious dealing that is taking place in the government, then Rigathi will get those information and share them to public. Yeah. And he did that yesterday through his presser by talking about the squad, the police squad that is not under the IG that report to a boss. Yeah. Where he mentioned that he promised Kenyans that he's going to mention or he's going to name the person behind um, the unit that is abducting young men. So any information that he will get that is suspicious or any dark secret, yeah, he will share them with the public. Remember, Rigathi has worked as a DO, you know. So maybe there are some of his friends who are still in government, or friends of friends who are still in government, who can share with him maybe some intelligent intelligence, the information of the intelligence information that this is what is happening. So he's well aware. Remember, also he was the deputy president, so he knows where to get information. Maybe during the time when he was the deputy, he made friends with maybe friends in the security sector who would brief him of this is what is going to happen, this is what is going to happen. So those mistakes that are going to happen, if there's a corruption in government, he will come out and be the first person to speak about it. Uh, and this one reminds me of the days when Raila Odinga used to be like that. I hope you remember, if your history serves you well, the story of the Atur brothers, you know, where Raila came and say, kuna mamluki, kuna mamluki Kenya hii. And I think that those the other days, I think those are nikisoma soma ndio wakati, I don't know, it was a standard group that was raided. I don't know what they were supposed, was raided at night. Then Raila came and said there's a Mamluki, the Sargasiang and the Sargasiang and what they had kind of like funny name. So that's where Gachagua is now. So those are the three, to me. There are so many of them, but I view that those are the main one that Gachagua is going to use to crush or to be a thorn in the flesh of the president by being the voice of the voiceless. Yeah, atakuwa anazungumzia wanyonge, eh, consolidating Mount Kenya and making sure that any any influence of President William Ruto in Mount Kenya is uprooted, is weeded out. You weed them out kabisa kabisa, so hatakuwa. And that is exactly what they did with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, remember? And Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. And don't forget, Rigathi Gachagua is a very good mobilizer. That is one. Then he's very good when it comes to delivering his messages. Yeah. But I know president also maybe might be watching him. So this is a political field. Kuna mtu bado anasubiri maybe president bado atampiga na proxies. President anamgoja ile the last lap. Yanamtandika. You know, president also is a schemer, a very good political schemer, and somebody who uh, make decisions very wisely, because he, when they disagreed with the Uhuru Kenyatta, he did not in the first phases he did not even attack to Uhuru Kenyatta. He came to attack Uhuru Kenyatta later when he was very sure that now UDA iko Mount Kenya. Now the Mount Kenya are now resonating with UDA. Hapo ndio akaamua sasa kukuja kumchapa. Naweza kumbuka wakati Aikot alikuwa anaambia usiue watoto wangu, you know. So we are watching the space. So those are few that I wanted to share with you. You also, you can assist me in the comment section if you have also your views on how you feel like how Rigathi Gachagua is going to crush the KK, Kenya Kwanza, because that is his main target. Hakuna target ya Gachagua, hakuna place ingine. Target ya Gachagua saizi ni president. Ni kumtandika, 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 kumtandika. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. Also, please, if you're new here, kindly support our channel by subscription. It's for free, so that when we do video like this, the YouTube will always notify you, and you'll be part of Brother Benson. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.